Smarties, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Reading is the most important for doing smart study because it develops our thoughts, gives us endless knowledge and lessons to read while keeping our minds active. Reading books can help us learn, understand and makes us smarter. So Smarties, for making us smarter day by day, I am reading here quality books which will definitely lead us to do smart study. So do like, share, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel which is Smart Study, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get the latest updates on our channel. Thanks for your support, encouragement through comments and emails guys. Today we are going to resume reading from chapter 11 from the book Motivating School Kids. Chapter 11, Forced to Lie to Parents. Some students fear their parents and lie to them without really wanting to. They do this either to please their parents or to escape scolding or punishment. For this, parents themselves are mainly responsible. If parents cannot be friends of their children, they should at least be friendly. Chapter number 12, Poor Marks in Class Tests and Assignments. Many students secure poor marks in class tests and assignments. This is due to wrong method of answering the questions. Some of these mistakes repeat in the final examinations also. If the students follow some basic guidelines, they will be able to secure good marks in all the tests and assignment. Some important tips are given below. 1. Attend all the classes regularly and attentively. 2. Devote at least half an hour for each subject daily. 3. Don't have a phobia of any subject. 4. Prepare for the difficult subject first and then go for the easy ones. 5. Always keep a dictionary beside you. 6. Always keep an atlas beside you. 7. Try to present answers in a good handwriting. 8. Write your roll number properly on the main answer sheet and on the supplementary answer sheets as well. 9. Visit the school library regularly for reference. 10. Discuss your doubts with your teachers and friends. 11. Keep your geometry and pencil boxes tidy and all the instruments in them must be in ready to use condition. 12. Draw margins in your answer sheet. 13. Adopt proper time management in the examination. And 14. Try to avoid silly mistakes and check out all the sums twice after solving them. Chapter number 13, Difficulty in Getting Along. Difficulty in getting along with friends is a common problem. It is often seen in children who need to change their school frequently because their parents get transferred to new places. There are students who can mix with everyone, and there are some who are reserved and rather introvert. In school, children generally like an extrovert friend. The nature of a child depends on several parameters, mainly the atmosphere of his house and the relation that he enjoys with his parents and his other family members. Every person needs a friend to share his feelings. Right from the nursery kid to the topmost executive of a multinational company, everybody requires a friend. A friendless man is either mentally abnormal or selfish. The foundation of friendship lies in mutual faith and understanding. If you are a person who helps others, you can easily win friends, and within a short period of time, you will have many friends. On the contrary, if you are selfish and opportunist nature, then most of the classmates will abandon you. To give an example, there are two girls in a certain school of Pune. One is the topper and the other is next to her. The topper is extremely popular because while mixing with others, she never discriminates against anyone. But the second girl always reminds others by her attitude that she is superior to them. However great you may be, if you start boasting of your talent, everyone will distance themselves from you. If all your certificates are burnt, will it affect the progress of this world? Certainly not. On the contrary, if a helpful person leaves your school, then all of you will lament. We don't remember people by their degrees, we remember them by their deeds. So be helpful. It is a fact that many people in this world are bad, corrupt, dishonest, ungrateful, rude, proud and selfish. But if you also be of that type, what will be the difference between you and those people? At least you should be good and helpful. You will realize slowly and steadily that even a bad friend can be transformed. The influence of a person's mind over another person's mind is really great. You won't have any problem in getting along with your friends. A frown requires more muscles to work than are needed for a sweet smile. So why not smile and win others' hearts? Chapter number 14, Language Problems. The students of vernacular medium face this problem. In most countries, English is the dominant language. In today's world, however brilliant you may be, if you are weak in English, you will be sidelined in every area. It doesn't matter whether you know your mother tongue, but you must know English very well. English is like a bridge between the external world and you. Generally, students of vernacular medium take English as a labor and somehow they pass the written examinations. But whenever there is a verbal communication and group discussion, they give poor performance. Brilliant students of vernacular medium suffer just because they lack in communication skills. However brilliant you are, if you fumble and stammer, you cannot clear an interview. What is the solution for these students? Will their future be dark? Is there no way out? Well, there is a way provided you work hard. In this cyber age, there are several ways to upgrade yourself. Just your wish and staunch self-motivation is required. You can improve your communication skills. I studied in an ordinary vernacular medium school of West Bengal. Since I was in an ordinary vernacular medium school, I can understand the difficulties of these students. They suffer from an inferiority complex. I found ordinary students of reputed schools performing better than brilliant students of vernacular medium just because of their good verbal and written communication skills in English. Practice speaking English. If nobody cooperates with you, stand in front of a mirror and introduce yourself in English. Log on to various websites and collect learning materials for spoken English. Listen to English news and English music. You may not be able to understand even 5% in the beginning. Don't be discouraged. Gradually, you will find a taste of this language. Try to form a group of students who are just like you. Overcome shyness and start communicating in English with your friends. Form a group of 6 students. 5 of you interview the 6th friend, and in this way, all of you will develop. Nothing is impossible. If a polio patient can win an Olympic medal, can't you learn English? It is not that difficult. You just require strong willpower. Once you start it, with each passing day, it will be easier for you. Chapter number 15. Getting used to a new atmosphere. Children generally do not easily adjust to a new atmosphere. This is because they are very sensitive. They do not find anyone who listens to them, and those who do load them with advices. Here is an example of how a child learned to adapt to a new school atmosphere. Once a child's father shifted him to a boarding school against his and his mother's wishes. He was not able to adjust to the strict discipline and the loneliness of the new place. He grew morose in the evening because when he was at home every evening he would wait for his father and would bring him chocolate and pastries. He became a victim of juvenile depression and he had to be brought back home. When he was to go back to the boarding school after the winter vacations, his parents gave him a CD which contained pictures of all the activities the child used to do at home. Whenever he felt homesick, he was to run the CD and look at the virtual home on the screen. This helped tremendously in reducing the homesickness, and he gradually adapted to the boarding school life. Chapter number 16. Who is a good friend? In today's world, a good friend is a rare thing. You may have good parents, good brothers, good sisters, good neighbors, etc. But you should feel fortunate if you get a good friend. What is a friend? A friend is one who doesn't have a blood relation with you, but who is often considered to be more important. A good friend is a person who guides you properly, who is a well-wisher, and who is not jealous of you. You rarely come across such a person in today's world. Choosing a good friend is difficult. As we grow old, the chances of finding a good and true friend reduces. Real friends can be made in school days only. At an older age, what you get are colleagues, not friends. There are two kinds of friends. The first are the friends of palmy days, and the second are friends of rainy days. Friends of rainy days are actual friends. Before making a person your friend, observe him for a couple of weeks and judge him from different angles. They are selfish who possess more but don't want to give a single grain from their stored wealth, and they are selfless who share even a single apple with others. Whenever you want something from some person and you approach him immediately, you can judge his attitude. There is a group of people who bluntly refuse. Another group also refuses, but that refusal is coated with a tinge of diplomacy. There is a third group also. They give spontaneously. Only the third group can be considered worth of mixing with. A selfish and calculative person can't be a friend. Once during my school days I forgot to bring my eraser and I borrowed it from one of my classmates, and after using it while returning to the class, teacher noticed it. There was a great misunderstanding. The class teacher thought that the other boy didn't bring an eraser and was disturbing me. The teacher got furious and punished the boy. Still, the boy didn't disclose the fact. He suffered the punishment for nothing. This is an actual example of an ideal character. After the class, I asked him the reason why he didn't disclose the truth to save his skin. He replied, "If I had disclosed the fact, instead of me, the teacher would have beaten you. Let one be the sufferer." Chapter number 17, Good Handwriting. Handwriting of a student or any person has tremendous importance. There is an expression in English, love at first sight. It is the case with the handwriting. When we see good handwriting, we instantly praise it even before judging the content. There are some things which are to be taken care of right from childhood. Handwriting is one of them. Now there will be a question. If a 40-year-old man finds that his handwriting is bad, what will he do? Will he not try to improve it? The answer is definitely yes. All the time we must remember these two words. I can. How much we can is a different question. But certainly we can. There is no doubt about that. Never say I can't. A 40-year-old person may not be able to develop a very beautiful handwriting, but definitely with practice he will be able to write legibly. Practice always pays. Even if improvement is slight, it is still an achievement. Chapter number 18. Not understanding some subjects. If you didn't attend classes regularly, you will have problem understanding particular subjects. Not all students report on the first day of the year. Many join after a week of the start of the term. By this time, the teacher would have already covered some portion of the subject. The late joiners will find it hard to understand the subject since they didn't start from the beginning. Their understanding of the subject remains partial for the rest of the term and their interest levels low. Once a family went to a hill station on vacation and returned a little after the school reopened. The child was worried about the school days missed. His father reassured him, "Don't worry, my boy. I will see that your teacher allows you to attend her class. I will get you a discharge certificate from a nursing home. It will show that you were admitted there during your absence from school." What a bad example to set for a child. Parents are the role model for our children. If they prove to be wrong models, we can't blame the children if they become bad citizens. Another reason why certain subjects become hard is because of the gaps in background knowledge, that is, not having thorough groundings in concepts learned in lower classes. Sometimes students skip some lessons, pass the exam and get promoted to higher classes. But the advanced concepts they will now learn presuppose a knowledge of the basics. Once a famous painter was asked whether the painting was easy or difficult. He smilingly replied, "Either it is easy or impossible. If you love your subjects and put the required efforts, then it will be easy for you. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. So be regular, have some proper plan in your mind, and give the first preference to your career." Chapter number 16. Class Monitor the Bully. The class monitor's job is to ensure discipline in the class in the absence of teachers. Usually the best student of the class is made the monitor. Often these monitors start behaving like teachers, thinking that they have a great power. A good student need not necessarily be a good monitor. A monitor must have good leadership qualities and a rapport with the class. Once in a school, a boy was made the class monitor in the basis of his age. He had failed 4 times in the 6th class and was older than all the other students. But he turned bully and began to threaten students that he would report those students to the teacher who didn't pay him a bribe of 50 paise and have them punished. How unfortunate it was that children were exposed to bribery at such an young age. Ultimately, one boy reported about this to the headmaster and the monitor was expelled from the school. If you ever feel that a class monitor is bullying you, report it to your parents or teachers. Do not ever keep silent about these bullies. Chapter number 20. Taking part in competition. In every school, a few students always win awards and prizes, and the rest of the students remain silent spectators. When I was in school, I was one of those who never won prizes. The reason why the majority does not win prizes is that they are demotivated through comparison to better students and criticism to what they have done. The important thing is to participate. With self-motivation, we can awaken the dormant volcano inside each of us. When you start participating in competitions, do it with expectations. Expectations cause tension and pressure. Once you do this, all that is required is to practice and refinement. With time, you will develop a flair and succeed in the competition.